can be a great people, Kal-El. They wish to be. They only lack the light to show the way. For this reason, above all, their capacity for good. I have sent them you, my only son.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka the Prince of Darkness. That don't sound right coming from me. With my co-hosts.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka La Flama Blanca.
There we go. Yeah, and we're back with another episode. I'm trying to see what topic we should start off with first. Let's start with this topic first, Eli. Why we didn't record on the 4th?
Okay.
Is it because we're too woke, or because Plymouth Rock landed on us, or
I just was busy doing too much shit, so I was like, I didn't want to be all tired and not be my normally lively self.
So you saying you let your social life get in the way of a
I did, and I was partying and shit, yo. Yeah.
how dare you? You have upset everybody, especially that dude from the last episode that was masturbating. Listen to us.
Yeah, titty clubbing. I was titty clubbing and you know, smoking crack and beating hookers, yo.
Yeah. For those who don't know what we're talking about, go listen to the last episode, like the first 15 minutes, you know what we're talking about. Just go a little bit deeper. Like I said, the reason we didn't record on the 4th, because like I said, Eli has stuff to do. Plus, honestly, Eli, I couldn't record anyway because I was at home. And I'm sorry, I was at work. So I couldn't record anyway.
Which is like your home. You live there.
I'm pretty much there. I'm either working or podcasting. There is no in between. That's one of the other. And you're not the only person that said that. But yeah, that's the thing. Even my parents left. They left out of town, went to go somewhere else. They didn't want to come. I'm like, no, time and a half. I'm staying here,
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm just staying here. But the thing about it, like I said, it's we didn't boycott or we celebrated, even though we know the 4th of July means different things to Eli and my people compared to other people in the United States. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, I'm pretty sure people were barbecuing and celebrating all over the place. If you go to any black barbecue that was yesterday, because there were plenty of them, one thing's for certain, they were not celebrating Independence Day. They were celebrating the 4th. That is a difference. Yes, there was ribs. Yes, there was barbecue. Yes, there was burnt burgers and shit like that. Yes, there was corn on the grill. Why is there corn on the grill? I don't know. But the one thing you will not see at a black barbecue on the 4th is the American flag. That won't happen. That's one thing I did appreciate about the Falcon and Winter Soldier show that did come out, early this year that people have already forgot about and moved on to something else, because they did address the duality of saying like a person of color or just anybody representing the American flag where they don't appear to be the ideal American. And I'm segueing, Eli, to this because, like I said, I told you I was going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. Like I said, we're talking about Sha'Carri Richardson. Now, like I said, if you want to say the same parallel between, now people say they can't see the parallel between Marvel universe and between the real world, or it's too fantastical. This is what they're talking about. She's representing the American flag. If she's going to Olympics as an Olympian, as a U.S. Olympian, that means she's representing the U.S. flag. However, like I said, we saw what happened to her this week earlier. Like I said, she got she violated policy, which is honestly, I think it's a dumb policy, but she still violated policy anyway. She got banned for 30 days for drug abuse. And guess what? It was weed. She got banned for weed. And weed is not even a performance enhancing drug. Like Eli, how many comic books we review every week? Not once have we reviewed a superhero that got his powers from weed. Not once. So, but at the same time, she gets banned for that. So I think that's pretty stupid. They didn't change that law. It's legal where she smokes at. So I think the Olympics need to change that rule. Not only that, but it's another rule that came out also. Not just her, while all this stuff was going on and she got all the press like that. They didn't say anything about the black female swimmers that caps got banned, the swimming caps got banned. Like if you have natural hair, you can't use the same swimming caps as other women in the Olympics, but they banned theirs. So that's another thing that just flew under the rug also. So I think all these things need to be addressed, looked at, or just thrown out. I mean, it's a dumbass rule anyway. Like who still bans for weed? NBA don't, NFL don't, MLB don't, Major League Baseball. But the Olympics that don't even pay the athletes ban, that's a dumbass rule. You know, I like it like one NBA player, like LaMelo Ball said, if it ain't crack, let her run track. So that's my thing. Now, I do want to say one thing. We need to stop putting Michael Phelps' name in this shit. This has nothing to do with Michael Phelps. Everybody's saying, well, if she did that, they didn't do anything with Michael Phelps when he did it. Bullshit. They drugged Michael Phelps when he got caught with weed. He didn't even test positive. It was a pic from years ago where he got caught with weed. And I'm not going to post a pic because YouTube trips a lot, but everybody remembers when it happened. He lost all the kind of endorsements. They called him all kind of crackhead and whatnot and everything like that. Not only that, he got banned 90 days. So people saying, keep that same energy you did with Michael Phelps. No, don't keep that same energy. Because if that was the case, she'd be going 90 days instead of 30. So shut the fuck up. Stop bringing Michael Phelps' name into it. So
I wasn't Michael Phelps canceled for some shit?
That's what he got canceled for weed.
That's it?
Yeah, weed. That's
really?
it. Yeah.
He didn't fondle anybody or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, a picture of him smoking weed and from a bong resurfaced. It's actually like a couple years old picture that resurfaced. He got banned, canceled, called kind of names, all this stuff. And he didn't even test positive for the Olympics. So they got him for that shit. You know. So the Olympics need to like rethink their policy like that. That's my thing. That's what I think. But at the same time, this is one of the reasons why Black people don't celebrate the 4th of July. That's all I'm saying. Because of bullshit like this.
Yeah.
Like
Well, skateboarding and BMXing is now in the Olympics, and they better not test any of those motherfuckers.
Right. No, they're sweating right now. Wait, they're testing for weed?
Yeah.
Oh shit. So because they need that shit like that, like they need Mountain Dew. You know, they survive off that shit. Let's move on to the next part. Like I said, and normally we start with this, but I just really had to get that out my chest. And this next topic, Eli, actually hits me. This hits me right here. You know why? Let's talk about Richard Donner. Rest in peace to Richard Donner.
Yes, I just found this out like about an hour ago.
This just happened today. Like this is some big news, man. So yeah, rest in peace to Richard Donner, legendary film director. And honestly, Eli, we never gave him his flowers while he was here. Like for what he really did, because he pretty much changed the face of movie making when he came around. Like we can talk about Lethal Weapon, you know, The Omen. I don't do horror. But that first Omen, that shit was fantastic. That shit was great. That is a classic. That movie is a classic.
Yeah.
And that movie actually gave him the leeway and actually got him the job for the movie that I think kind of revolutionized movies as goes as it is now, Superman 78. Like I said, he directed that. And when he directed that movie, it changed how we look at comic book movies today. Without that movie, without Richard Donner doing what he did with Superman 78, we wouldn't have what we have now. We wouldn't have Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. and X-Men and all these other movies that you know that Hollywood elites are shitting on right now, because Richard Donner set the tone for those movies. There's a lot of tropes that he put in Superman 78 that Marvel is using today. We're talking about a 40-year gap. They're still using this shit. And we're not talking about like how comic movies are today. Let's take it back to like 1978 when these movies came out. Eli, you remember all the movies that came out in the 70s, all those Scorsese movies, Death Wish, you know, they were like Chinatown, all these movies like that came out during the 70s. And then all of a sudden, boom, Superman comes out. Now, back then, superhero movies weren't considered how they are now. There was no superhero genre. That didn't exist because it was the first movie. So it wasn't like now where, you know, people thinking that, okay, aren't you a little too old to watch the superhero movies? Back then, that was pretty much general consensus. Superheroes are kid shit. That's just what they are. After a while, it's like after you get 10 years old, you stop looking at Superman, Batman, stuff like that. It's not like us 40-year-old motherfuckers that are happy to see when another, you know, Scarlett Witch movie or Black Widow comes out, anything like that. No, back then, after 10 years old, that's what Superman was regarded as, and that was it. To be honest with you, Eli, I think Star Wars kind of paved the way.
Yeah, well, Jaws, Star Wars, Superman, like, yeah. That was like, it was like the start of movies becoming fun.
Blockbusters, yeah,
Fun, because yes, the movies from the 70s were depressing.
They were
Anti-heroes and not happy endings, kind of like
Dirty Harry, also like that. That's whatever we had,
The
most cheery movie we had back then was Smokey and the Bandit, and that was about a bandit, But the thing about Star Wars, that when the movie came out, like Star Wars was also, marketed as a kids movie, not all family movie, no, kids movie. This is for 10-year-olds and under. What they didn't expect was like grown motherfuckers like that shit too. They weren't expecting that. They didn't know that there was like a subculture that, like they're playing Dungeons and Dragons around the time like that would gravitate to a movie like that. So that's when they realized, okay, Superman could hit big too. Let's make a Superman movie. But Richard Donner, like I said, what he brought to the table was that I'm going to make it where Superman can be believable to people older than 10 years old. That's why the tag of the movie was "You will believe a man can fly."
I mean, just the technique he used is like, you remember the very beginning, how it opens up like this classical Hollywood intro where you see a curtain go, like you're watching this big performance,
right?
Like some classical Hollywood film. I mean, he pretty much used, cinema as a way to translate the comic book.
What'd you say, Eli? What'd you say?
I said real cinema. Yes.
I had to make sure my ears weren't clogged. Okay.
Yeah. And it was just that story, standalone story. There wasn't 10 movies.
That's true.
But no, he used classical film techniques to translate the comic book hero. So, and it worked,
It worked for the time it came in. So yeah, really appreciate that. Like I said, I can keep talking about Richard Donner and the Superman movies.
Yeah. We never get the Goonies. The Goonies.
He did the Goonies. Yeah.
Lethal Weapon. Yeah, The Omen is classic. Scrooged is another good one.
He did Scrooge?
He made, the Scrooge is like one of my favorite Christmas movies. He's done a lot of cool shit. Tales from the Crypt. He did a bunch of Tales from the Crypt episodes.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah.
And notice that we're naming like different genres that he dipped his toe into and killed in all of them. Buddy cop, horror, superheroes,
Comedy, The Goonies was a kids movie.
Right.
He was supposed to do The Lost Boys, but then he ended up doing Lethal Weapon instead. There was sort of a time crunch. He was originally supposed to do The Lost Boys, and it would have been a completely different movie. It was going to be all about little kids because he just did Goonies. They wanted to do like another kind of Goonies.
That was hot at the time, right?
Yeah. So The Lost Boys was originally supposed to be little, like, grade schooler kids fighting vampires, but once it got made, it turned into teenagers. But yeah, originally Rich Donner was supposed to do it, but he ended up doing Lethal Weapon instead. So, which the buddy cop.
I'll be honest with you, Eli. We could, if we wanted to, we could have did a whole Richard Donner podcast. But we're not gonna do that because I actually had a whole bunch of stuff going. But yeah, we will revisit this because rest in peace to Richard Donner. We actually got a full plate.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and knock this out. What is the next thing we got? Oh, you ready to do movie reviews?
Sure.
I watched the movie. You watched the movie. So we both did our part. Normally it's just you. Normally this is just your part, and I go somewhere and smoke a cigarette or something like that. But now I'm actually going to show up and do my job. So let me knock mine out first. Let me just knock mine out first. Let's go with it. Like I said, the first movie we're trying to talk about is The Tomorrow War. Like I said, this is from streaming also. This is from Amazon Prime. Like I said, you don't have to go anywhere. It is not in the theaters. It is just strictly on Amazon Prime. The only way to watch it. This is one of those movies that was supposed to come out in the theaters, but like I said, with the whole COVID thing, stuff like that, it got hit. So that's what happened. So the movie, I think Paramount was the studio of this thing. So they sold all the movies. Every movie that Paramount had, like around like 2019, 2020, they sold them. Just got rid of them and just made a quick book off of them. And you make whatever money you want to off of it. So they did the same thing with this movie, Tomorrow War, starring Chris Pratt. It is a Chris Pratt movie. It is a starring vehicle with him. And Eli, I liked it. I was expecting to be like complete shit, but I liked it. I mean, I'm gonna just give you a quick rundown of what the movie is. But okay, so here's the thing. The movie is everything. The movie is every sci-fi trope you've ever seen before. You like time travel, you like aliens, you like space marines, you like zombies, you like apocalyptic futures. Here you go. It's all here. It's all in one movie. Now, the execution of it, we can talk about that, but it is what it is. So they throw every single trope they can into it. Chris Pratt does his thing. There were some things in here that I wasn't expecting that they did that kind of caught my attention. Like, for instance, like the movie is about like they this future when they have to go to the future to stop aliens from destroying the planet, but they don't want to take anybody that's still alive into the future. So everybody they take is like 40 and up. Schlubby, they don't train them, they're fat, all this stuff like that, lazy. The only person like halfway in shape is Chris Pratt. And yes, Chris Pratt is still in Marvel shape. He has a shirtless thing in the movie, so he's got to do that. So, but he's like an ex-military soldier. And he's like telling these, cooks and used car salesmen, go here, flank left. They're like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, man. So all that shit was funny, and I do want to show you this, Eli. One thing that I wasn't expecting was the design of the alien. There we go. Okay, so I want to show you that. They're like, look at the design of them. That's actually probably pretty cool. Yeah. So normally in movies like this, the alien designs just throw away, don't like that. But this was actually like, I kind of like it. I dig it.
They look cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. There's some other plot twists and turns, stuff like that. Like I said, if this was a movie in the theaters that I paid to watch, I might have been upset, but since it was just a movie, I could back, chill, relax. It was a cool movie to watch. That's all I got to say like that. Overall, I get the movie either 3 out of 5 or 3.5 out of 5. I'm trying to see. It's somewhere in that range. Screw it. I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5. I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5 because there were some performances that I liked.
Slightly above average.
Slightly above average. I'm gonna say it's slightly above average. Yeah. So that's as high as I can go. Like I said, it didn't blow me. And now here's the thing: like a lot of these movies I watch at streaming, like y'all say, oh, you gotta watch this movie, or you gotta watch this movie. It's streaming. Most of the movies suck. Like that last Without Remorse, that Michael B. Jordan movie, I like y'all could have kept that shit. So I was expecting something like that. So when I'm grading on a curve compared to movies like that, yeah, this is a must see compared to shit like that. So yeah.
Well, of course, the buzz on the internet is this movie sucks, but that's because there's no gray area.
There's no gray area. Ones and zeros. That's what we're binary. We're binary. But at the same time, you got and I looked into that, Eli, because you got to see who's saying this stuff. So if you look at critics and Rotten Tomatoes, they say this movie sucks, and you expect that. I wouldn't expect a critic to like this movie. But if you just want to be mildly in it, because the story makes no sense. So I don't expect the critic from Rotten Tomatoes to give a high score to a plot that didn't make any sense whatsoever. They even try to explain it. And when they start explaining like the time travel concept, stuff like that, I actually like zoned out. I like paid no attention to anything they were saying. Like, let me know when you stop talking about explaining this shit and get to the funny shit. But as far as like the social media like that, people actually seen it that don't watch, 50 movies a week or something like that, they say it's okay. It's, don't hate it.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay to like an okay movie. You can be entertained and turn your brain off and like whatever. You don't have to be, totally blown away or cry,
right.
to like something. You can just like, oh, that wasted a couple hours and, that killed some time.
And that's what it was. That's what it was. It was a time waster. That's how I looked at it. I didn't look too deep into it. It was just a thing. So yeah. That's all I got. You're up, Eli. What you got? What you got for me?
Well, I watched Fear Street Part 1, 1994.
Now that's the thing. Now I said my movie. Now you better impress me with this one, Eli, because I know when I said I watched Tomorrow, I was like, it's but when you saw this movie, you just like, oh, you gotta see this. You gotta see this. So wow me.
Well, you like Scream, right? Did you like Scream?
Fine. No, I know
you love Scream, right?
I love Scream. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna love this. I was really surprised. Now, this is R.L. Stine. R.L. Stine is the author of kids' books, usually kids' horror books, the Goosebumps series. Kind of aimed for kids. I actually read a couple to my son when he was little because he was into horror and shit. But then he had another series called Fear Street, which is more aimed at older kids, like young adults, like teenagers. Went a little harder than the Goosebumps series. And I guess this is what it was based on. I guess it's not based on any one story, but it's based on that world, the universe. And so when I first heard about this, I'm like, R.L. Stine, it's for kids. It's gonna suck. But no, this is not for kids. Well, it can be for kids, but it's rated R, and it goes hard R. There's some pretty solid kills and gore in this movie that kind of caught me off guard.
Quick question:
Yeah.
Is R.L. Stout still alive?
Isn't he?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Okay.
So basically this is just a tribute to slasher movies. It's kind of like I said, throwback to Scream. You know how Scream was sort of self-aware of the genre and kind of poked fun at it, but never really became a parody, but sort of just, played with the audience expectations of the genre, horror fans who know slasher movies, and kind of played with their expectations and then totally subverted them. That's what this does. This takes, it knows the genre, it knows the fans know the genre, and sort of plays with all the tropes, all the archetype of a slasher film is all in there, but then it goes in unexpected places that I didn't expect. Fuck it, I'm gonna spoil it. You want me to spoil it? I'll spoil the shit because I really want to talk about this.
Go for it.
This is like Night of the Living Slashers, So basically, what happens in this movie? I'm spoiling this shit. There's this town, and it's got a curse of a witch. This witch sort of was hung hundreds of years ago, but she put a spell on a town, and every 12 years or so, her spirit sort of possesses somebody and they go on a murderous rampage. And this has been happening in this town for decades. And that's what happens. Somebody gets possessed by her and they become a mass killer and they go on a murderous rampage. But in this one, they find out that, the spirits are rising. So halfway through the movie, there's a bunch of slashers running around. Like I said, it's like Night of the Living Slashers. And it was a blast. It was a total blast. I had a lot of fun watching it. The characters, I really got attached to some of the characters in this movie. When some of them died, I was like, oh shit. I actually whoa. I felt bad when some of them die. Like usually when I'm watching a Jason movie or whatever, that's the reason you want to see these assholes get killed. You can't stand them. They're annoying,
Yeah, my aunt used to laugh her ass off watching those Jason movies.
Yeah, they're rich, spoiled rich kids, douchebags partying in the woods. You want them to die. That's the reason why you're watching it, and then you laugh. This, I was like, oh shit, that I kind of thought they were funny and cool, and now they're dead. Oh man, So yeah, I had a lot of fun watching it. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. There was a character who was like this little kid. He's all into metal. He's listening to Iron Maiden and whatnot. He knew all about the town's history. He knew about the history of serial killers. And he was like that, that horror metalhead outcast nerd that that sort of knew everything, and I really thought that was cool.
He lived right. He had to live right.
Oh yeah. And he's a black kid. The black kid who listens to metal, so they're almost like unicorns, But I guess this is the start of a trilogy. So this week, whoa.
That was me. My bad.
So there was the start of a trilogy. This was part one. It takes place in 1994. Next week, they have Fear Street 1978. So they're going to go back to another time in the town's history when another slasher killed a bunch of people at some camp, like taking homage to Friday the 13th.
Camp Crystal Lake. Okay.
Yeah. And then the third one is going back to the origin, 1666. So they're going to talk about when the witch was actually hung and all that stuff. But so yeah, I was really, like I said, pleasantly surprised how good this was. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, if you're into horror, it does a lot of homages and throwbacks to old horror movies. It makes references, to horror movies, Poltergeist and It, and if you're into Stranger Things, this is like a bunch of kids fighting, evil, running around the town fighting evil and shit. So yeah, this was a 5 out of 5 for me. I don't give a fuck. Fuck it.
You raved about this, so
I loved it. I watched it twice. I loved it. I didn't expect to. But yeah, I really had a lot of fun watching it. I'm hoping the next two don't fuck this one up. But yeah, but this one right out the gate was a lot of fun. Like I said, it went in places I didn't expect. Now that I know sort of the plot now, that was sort of the fun. The fun was not really knowing what was happening. And now that I do know what's kind of happening, I'm wondering if that's going to carry over into the next two movies, And you know what I'm saying? So I won't be a surprise, you know what I'm saying? Because that was part of the fun. Like, oh shit, the plot is kind of thick. It's not just your run-of-the-mill slasher flick, kids get killed and by a masked psychopath. No, this kind of the plot is a little intricate, and you kind of got to pay attention, and that's what I enjoy. So like I said, it played with the genre, all the tropes of the genre, but it also subverted them and went in a direction I didn't expect. So props to that. As a hardcore horror fan, I enjoyed it. So
nice. Okay. So high recommendation from Eli. So yeah, we can go with that.
If you're into horror, check it out.
Check it out. Nice. Okay. And Blake, you say you got 3. So you said the next one's coming out next week?
Yeah, every week for the next. Yeah. So next week with the new one, and the week after is the next one. So
okay.
Almost like I guess it's almost like a series where we're seeing an episode, but it's a movie. Yeah, but it's a movie. It's a full-length movie.
Mini series? Mini series?
Maybe?
Remember we had those in the 80s? We had those in the 80s. They kind of disappeared, but it was a thing.
Yeah. This was like almost 2 hours long. It wasn't just 90 minutes in and out. Yes. It was like actually like I said, the plot was actually kind of intricate. Yeah. Check it out, yo. It was dope.
So I'll get caught up. Let me see. We didn't even talk about the box office. Let's talk about the box office real quick. Like I said, something happened real quick. We can just jump in and just get out for it. Let me see. I should have put a meme up, but that's okay. All right. So I'm going to show you the box office and we can see what was the top. Eli, take a guess. What was the number one movie of the week?
Was it Fast and the Furious again? I'm sure
it was. Think about it, I haven't done that in about what 2 years. That thing you probably can't see it, but I'm just showing you where it is right now. So Fast Saga, Fast 9 did 22 million this week, was actually a 67% drop off. It got hit. They got hit. It got hit hard, Eli. So yeah, this probably gonna end up being the lowest grossing Fast Furious movie. Plus you had Boss Baby, you had Forever, Purge. Still haven't seen any of those. Let's see where Fast and Furious is right now. 497. So Eli, let me ask you this: have you seen the memes? Hell, you shared some of the memes.
They're hilarious. I did.
You shared some of them. Yeah. So here's my thing: like you expect that the movie to, like I said, the memes have just taken out because the memes actually started last week when we were doing the show. Then I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. But now they just Facebook and social media just ran it into the ground. I'm just going to show you just a few of them. There's actually a whole group page where all of them are coming from. As you can scroll, like Full House, no. Family Matters, yes. I'm such a family man myself. Scooby-Doo, yeah. Power fan. I'm trying to find out. Yeah, you have no power here. So all this, yeah. The Star Wars, use the Force. You don't need the Force when you have family. So all this stuff is funny. Yeah, when you join this shit. No, I don't like that one. But still, I have an army.
The Lord of the Rings one, where you have my bow and you have my sword and you have family.
I don't need Force. I got family. Now I'm trying to find the one with Home Alone on it because they had me opening my Facebook meme. People just kind of running out to it. We are family. That's pretty funny too. Now the Home Alone one was pretty funny. Also, the reason Home Alone was funny because they had Kevin McAllister, and he was like, "I don't care about family. Fuck my family. I wish I never had a family." They show him with a shotgun. I was just like, "Oh, how much prep time does Kevin get before Dom shows up?" Because I don't know, Eli. Kevin might get him. He might. What we got, Mr. Bean's family. So here's my thing, Eli. With all these memes just going crazy stuff like that, do you think this may have hurt the movies or help the movies?
Oh, I don't think I don't think it's hurt it. It's just the buzz.
I don't know.
People know how kind of people know these movies are kind of lowbrow entertainment. They're not expecting this intellectual experience from a Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, so I guess it's about amazing.
they're kind of dumb. You leave your brain at the door, and this is just a part of that. I mean, that's all.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm not saying it's not. It's funny. It's hilarious. So that's my whole thing. But like I said, the way the box office dropped over the second week, Eli, this probably might end up being like one of the lowest grossing ones all time. So it's kind of like
we still are in a pandemic. People are still iffy. I'm still iffy. Shit, my AMC Stubs membership just kicked back in, and I'm like, shit. I don't know if I want to go to a crowded theater yet.
Okay. Let's test that theory. Over and under, Eli. Black Widow over Fast and Furious opening weekend or under?
Oh shit. You mean like opening weekend or is it gonna be
opening weekend? Opening weekend. That's all. Just opening weekend. Domestically. That's all.
I think.
What are the stakes? What are the stakes? You eat a cheeseburger, pizza.
What for me?
Pork chop sandwich.
What am I doing?
Yeah. What are the stakes? Yeah. What are the stakes? Yeah.
I don't know. A donut. I'll eat a donut if I'm wrong.
Okay.
What do we say?
I get to pick the topping? Do I get to pick? I don't even. Okay. So let's see what the stakes. Let's see what the stakes. Let's see what the stakes are. Okay. So over and under Black Widow, are you going over or under that it's gonna beat Fast Furious weekend? Like I said, the opening weekend, I think Fast Furious was 70 million. So that means Black Widow has to beat 70 million opening weekend.
I don't think it's gonna beat Black Widow. I mean, I don't think it's gonna beat Fast 9. The opening weekend of Fast 9, I don't think it's
okay. So you're saying that you think Black Widow won't beat Fast 9's opening weekend?
No, just because it's also on Disney Plus.
Gotcha. Okay, I think it will. We got a bet going. Okay, whoever loses, eat a donut. Does the person pick the donut topping?
Okay.
No, let's not pick the donut topping. I don't know what you're gonna have me pick. Plus, I don't want to go out of my way to find a donut.
Okay.
Yeah. And plus, if I win, I don't want to have you eat some weird shit, mustard donut or some shit like that. You might like that. I don't know. What are we talking about next? Let's see. I think the rest of this is nope. I got one more topic. Then I'm gonna hand it over to you because you know how we go back forward with this. I got one more topic I want to talk about. Okay, so let's talk about your boy, Stephen Dorff. Okay, reason we talk about your boy, Stephen Dorff. You remember Stephen Dorff?
I know who he is.
Yeah. Okay.
I just watched The Gate. I watched The Gate like the other night. His old.
I haven't seen the movie his. I haven't seen the movie.
He was a little ass kid in '87. He was his old horror movie called The Gate from the '80s.
I think he was like. He was like born into the business. His dad's like a country music singer, some shit like that, whatever like that. But anyway, he's in the news for I don't know why, but every headline is saying the same thing. Eli, I think he saw Black Widow and he hates the movie, or he may not even seen it. I don't even know if he's seen it or not. He's just saying, I hate the movie. It looks like a video game. I feel sorry for Scarlett Johansson. She probably got, paid $5 million, $7 million. Good for her, but I feel bad for her. So, yeah, Eli, the whole time I was reading his comments, I was like, damn, him and Eli will be best friends. And
Scorsese, there you go. He's the new Scorsese.
He's the new Scorsese. So they're pretty much treating him the same way they did Scorsese. But the difference is, at least with Scorsese, you can say, well, Scorsese did this, Scorsese did that to back up his claims. What can you say with Stephen Dorff? That movie you just named, The Stand, or whatever that was?
The Gate. That came out like 40 years ago, though.
Yeah. So they'll say people can't even name that.
He's in Blade.
That's what I was about to say. That's the only thing people can name is Blade. That's about it. He was in that. And that's the thing. He's saying that he hates these superhero movies. He was in the first one. He started the shit. Like is that what he's mad about? That he started the shit, nobody give him credit for it? And he wants somebody to bring up, like, weren't you in this shit?
Or he just thought the movie sucked.
You know what? And I agree with you, Eli. Maybe that's what it is. The movie did suck.
He just thought it sucked, and as usual, the internet. Well,
what did he play in? He played in blah blah blah. What did you do? And that's my whole thing. Like, why is this a big thing? Yeah, and that's the thing I want to get to. We have to keep saying this over and over again. I'm gonna say it again. Just because somebody doesn't like something does not mean it's a personal attack on you. Somebody doesn't like something, they just don't like something. You don't have to go out of your way to attack them. Now, unless he says some shit like, you're stupid for liking these movies, which he might have said in an article. I don't know. I didn't read it, but yeah. But that's my whole point. So there's no reason to go out of your way to attack him. Yes, Stephen Dorff says Black Widow sucks. Guess what? Life will move on. We will not, life will move on tomorrow.
I'm still gonna see it, whether
yeah. And the people that weren't gonna see it whether or not Stephen Dorff said it or not. So his opinion is just his opinion. Look, my band director he always said that an opinion is like an asshole. Everybody's got one, and they all smell like shit.
Everyone's one.
Everyone's right. Everyone's one asshole. So there's no reason for like 50 million articles of Stephen Dorff, who I haven't even heard of since Blade 1, shitting on Black Widow. And it's a news article. It's not. We haven't even seen the movie, Eli. We might next week say the exact same thing Stephen Dorff said. We don't know. I mean, we're not Disney Shield. Disney isn't paying us a dime for this podcast.
No.
Now every other podcast that says every Marvel movie is a 10 out of 10 before they even go watch it. Yes, because they get season tickets and premiere tickets to go see this shit. We're not John Campea. We're broke. They don't pay us shit.
I think we're the only two who actually liked Aquaman. Like dudes that liked Aquaman.
No, Aquaman was popular, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, besides, we don't understand Jason Momoa.
I see a lot of people always shitting on Aquaman, but we actually enjoyed it and gave it a positive review.
And see, honestly, Eli, you know why? Because of branding. Now, when people see a Marvel movie, they think, oh, it's good. It's automatic. That's why people are so, defensive about Black Widow. But when you see a DC movie, it's the exact opposite. DC is associated with shit. That's just what it is. Yeah. So when you see DC on the logo, regardless of what it is, you're like, oh yeah, I don't even see that movie. So that's why people were just shitting on Aquaman to begin with, But honestly, I thought Aquaman was just as good as any Marvel movie.
I thought it was better than most of them.
Yeah, honestly, it was. Yeah, I mean,
most of the MCU are just okay. There's some standouts that are dope, but most of them are just average movies that I've only watched once.
Look, I had all I wanted from Aquaman was for Aquaman to summon a school of sharks on a bad guy. That's what I wanted. They didn't give me that. However, he rode a kraken. I'm good. Like, just do that. I'm good. I don't care what else.
Yeah, his own pet Cthulhu, and it was
right that he rode in the battle. I'm just like,
and the fight scenes were better than most Marvel action scenes were like
you can tell they put money on the screen. So so I was just like, after seeing that, look, they had a octopus playing the drums. I was like, after I saw, I was like, Aquaman owes me nothing. You can tell that I earn my money.
James Wan actually directed the movie, actually directed the action scenes, and not the second unit stunt team.
Right. Like when they bring a director in, you don't have to worry about that. We got a guy. A guy. No.
If you watch James Wan, because James Wan did a couple fast movies, right? Didn't he?
He did. Yeah. My favorite. He did my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can totally tell by watching Aquaman that he turned Aquaman into a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, because that's exactly what it was. It was like 3 movies in one, So, but that's the thing I like about it. So just because people just shit on these superhero movies, and like I said, we haven't seen Black Widow. I'm interested in seeing what people will say about this movie. Maybe people hate it. I mean, because let's be honest with you, Eli, there's no reason for this movie to even exist.
No,
I mean, her story is done. We already killed her off.
Or is it?
Dun, dun, dun. Nah, she's done. Her contract.
Is Mephisto? What did Mephisto do? Is she right a mutant? Maybe the X-Men will show up.
She sold her soul. Like, how many times did Black Widow die in the comics? I mean,
Loki showed that there's a shit ton of fucking Infinity Stones sitting in a drawer somewhere.
Right. Alligator Black Widow around somewhere. She'll show up. Yeah, but now it's done because Scarlett Johansson's contract is up, so she's out of these movies. Kevin Feige made some bullshit statement. We would love to have her back in some capacity. They're done with her. Scarlett got better shit to do with these movies anyway. So I mean, Stephen Dorff shitting on Scarlett Johansson for making these movies, but okay, so she played in a kids Marvel movie. That's not the only thing she does. Hell, she won 2 Oscars last year doing other shit. So
did you see Jojo Rabbit? That was
I didn't see it, but she won an Oscar for it. And
that
that
was
other
pretty good.
Netflix movie, the other Netflix movie with Adam Driver. I didn't.
Oh
The
yeah,
Marriage
where
Story.
the divorce or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, she won for that. So so the Marvel movies aren't the only thing she has going for her. She probably outgrown these Marvel movies. So she's like, yeah, this was fun for time. Plus, she's like, what, 36 now? She can't be super sexy femme fatale like she was in her 20s anymore.
She doesn't want
She's
to
a mom.
she doesn't want to eat rabbit food and salads for fucking 6 months straight so she can fit into that stripper outfit she's got to wear for the Black Widow movie.
Right. She's probably done with this shit. She's like, yeah, I did it. It's fun. I made a name for myself. These Marvel movies pay good, but I can move on to other things.
She's probably made enough money where she can now do whatever the fuck she wants to do because she was somebody before she was Black Widow.
Right. Even though people don't know, like everybody want Robert Downey Jr. to come back to these movies. Robert Downey Jr. is not coming back to this shit. He
World.
Is done with this shit.
Scarlett Johansson was in Ghost World.
She was in Home Alone 3?
Yeah. Before I'm talking about a comic book movie that came out way before Ghost World was a really good comic book flick that came out way before the MCU was ever thought of. And it was good. And
she's a legit good actress. Yeah. That's the thing,
The Horse Whisperer, she was a little kid. I remember her from the horse. I've been watching her for fucking decades now. Now I think about it. Yeah, she was like not a little kid, but I think she was like a teenager in The Horse Whisperer.
Yeah.
Robert Redford fucking romance shit that I got dragged to.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's a story for another time.
Yeah.
I could just feel like the memories hitting you like, oh man, I remember that was 2006. That was a shitty year for me.
But my point is that she's been doing shit before she became Black Widow and she can still do shit after, so.
Right. And guess what? These actors aren't made to just crank out superhero movies. Robert Downey Jr. don't do this shit no more. Chris Evans don't want to do this shit anymore. They did their time. They did 10 years of this shit. They don't want to do 20 of this shit. They want to do other things. Like they did acting before these movies were invented, and they're going to do it afterwards. Yeah. Or maybe not. They're going to sit back. Honestly, Rob Downey Jr. is probably just like Scrooge McDuck, like swimming in a bucket of his money right now.
Like I said, all TV shows come to an end. Oh,
we'll see what the Marvel season finale will be. So
the season finale happened, and now we're moving on to a spin-off series.
Right.
Now it's doing exactly what they are. We got the series going.
Yeah. So All right. So let's move on past. This is all you now, Eli. This is all you. All right. Let's see what we got. What we got first? Okay. I don't even know what this is.
Oh shit! I totally forgot about this. Damn, this is old.
I figured you did.
Old. This is like Thursday.
Dog years.
Yeah. Okay, so FX, they are doing an Alien TV series by Noah Hawley. He's the one who's in charge. He's done Legion, which was dope. He did Fargo, the TV series, which is dope. And now he's doing the Alien TV series, which I'm kind of stoked for. But it's not going to focus on Ripley. It's going to focus. I think he's going. Sounds like it might be a prequel of sorts. It's going to focus on Earth and focus on the Weyland-Yutani Corporation and the shady shit that they're doing. And he says he just quoted that he's going to tackle themes of corporate, capitalism and classism. That's all he said. But, these neocon fucking snowflakes heard it. Mm-hmm. All these comic skaters, Alien, it's going to be woke now. Oh, so now they're freaking out and, these long diatribes about how, PC cancel culture wokeness is ruining their favorite shit and all that bullshit that they're always bitching about. Obviously didn't get it that Alien always did deal with those themes.
Right. We talked about it in Aliens, like the second sequel. Yes. It was basically like a woman's movement movie.
Yeah. The feminism thing aside, they've always dealt with classism and corporate, how corporations exploit their workers. Crew Expendable was the first movie. The Marines were expendable in the second movie. The prisoners were expendable in the third movie. Those movies are all about corporations fucking over people for profits.
Right.
So this is nothing new. Shut the fuck up. It's the same old shit. You're an idiot. And let's move on.
Now, here's the thing, Eli. Not only people complain about that being woke, have you heard about the news about He-Man? The Netflix one?
No. Is that woke too?
Apparently it is. The rumors are, just like you're saying rumors about this being woke, they're saying rumors about
He-Man gay? That would be awesome.
He always was. That's neither here nor there. Now, here's the rumor that's going on right now. He-Man is not the main character of this movie, of this TV show.
Oh, yeah?
Teela is. And matter of fact, I think if you even look at I don't even think the name of the show is He-Man.
I thought it's called
Masters of the Universe. Masters of the Universe. So since He-Man's name is in it, they can just do what they want. So basically, Teela is actually the main character or main hero of the story, and He-Man is a side character. And when even the rumor of that got out, the same people that are losing their shit over this, losing their shit over that.
Oh, this is woke. They're ruining it. Oh, Teela's tits are too small. Yeah.
My thing is why are they so upset over this shit? Is it really that serious? It's okay. They have a woman Teela. Okay, whatever. Either people watch it and like it, or they don't watch it and don't like it. That's my thing about it.
I'm watching it for Skeletor and Trapjaw, and that's all I give a fuck about.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
Unpopular opinion, I never gave a shit about He-Man. That was my thing.
I watched the cartoon. I always wanted the toys, but I never got any.
The toys were awesome.
My friends always had them. I didn't get any. But I did watch the cartoon a lot. So I was a fan as a kid.
They had 3 animations that they just rotated through the whole show. I saw that even when I was 5 years old watching this shit.
That one shot where he'd run.
Right. I'm like, oh man, this shit is terrible. That's just me. I know it's sacrilege to disparage He-Man because I know it's I don't know what the fuck. I don't give a shit about He-Man. Anyway, this is also you. And I don't want to hear about this because I don't know what this is, but you got really excited when you saw it. So
did I? What is this now? Oh,
that's the reaction. That's the reaction you gave me.
This is old too. This is like Wednesday or something. So the Many Saints of New York trailer dropped the other day. It is a Sopranos sequel or prequel movie. Sopranos was a TV series on HBO back in late 90s or 2000s. It went into the 2000s.
Early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah, about this mobster, this mob boss who goes to therapy. And,
is that what the show was about?
Yeah, he goes to therapy and he's struggling with, he's a total anti-hero. He's a mobster, but he loves his family. He's trying to raise his family and deal with his kids and all that family drama, but also he has his other family that he has to deal with, and he's juggling the duality, the dark and the light. You
mean like the mafia family, his actually family?
Yeah. So the dark side that he has to deal with, the seedy underbelly of his business versus the loving father and husband that he's trying to be. So there was always that that dynamic. The exploration, that philosophical, existential exploration of, becoming the monster if you look into the abyss too long, all that shit, and it played with that because he was going to therapy. He was in therapy. So it was kind of, what was that? Analyze This? Was that movie with De Niro?
Yeah, Robert De Niro and Billy Crystal.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. But that was more of a comedy. Sopranos was a more straight up serious, violent crime drama, but it dealt with the mob. And I was a fan. My whole family was a fan. Every Sunday we'd make macaroni. I'm half Italian. I was raised by my grandparents from Brooklyn, as a kid. So I really, that's kind of why I love Goodfellas. You know what I'm saying?
So it was like Dallas for you, like it was for my family.
I guess. Did you watch Dallas?
Man, we love Dallas. Dallas was a family event every Friday.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though we're not Dallas, Texas rednecks, we love it. J.R. Ewing was like the greatest.
Yeah, I'm a half breed. I'm half Italian. That's where my last name comes from, Finero. That's my dad's name. He was from Brooklyn. My mom was from South Dakota. So yeah, I was raised by my grandparents. His parents, who were loud ass New York Italians. I was raised. That's why, like I said, that's why I love Goodfellas so much. Not because it was just a gangster movie, but how the lifestyle was captured, the culture, the food, the banter. It totally reminded me of my family back east. To the point where like, hey, that door was on my aunt's house. Like I recognized a door in that movie.
Wow. Okay.
I like totally relate. So I just loved how that movie captured that reality. And that's, kind of what The Sopranos is very similar to that. It totally, kind of highlights Italian-American culture and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, I love the show. I fell off towards the end. It got a little murky towards the end.
It's an HBO show. It's
expected.
Yeah.
And we talked about this on with Gomer's podcast, where we talked about when shows kind of live too long where they're not good anymore. Like when does a show become shitty? And I think this maybe went on a couple seasons too long.
Like Happy Days when the Fonz jumped over shark. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't he fight an alien too?
I don't remember if he did that or not, but yeah.
I think he did.
But that's actually the trope, jumping the shark, just like that. So anytime a show goes off the shit, they call it jumping the shark.
Yeah. And of course, the ending episode is infamous for pissing off all the fans because it just, it just ends abruptly. It pissed off a lot of fans. People, of course, it's been analyzed, over the years of what the meaning was. Did he die? Did he survive? Or was it a dream?
Was he ever alive?
Yeah, all that bullshit. It's been, but but I saw this trailer and it really goes in, deepens the mythology. They've been talking about doing a Sopranos movies for years. They never did, but now they're doing it, and it's a prequel. So it's young Tony Soprano. Of course, since James Gandolfini passed away years ago, they got his son to play him.
Nice. Okay.
Young Tony Soprano, and it looks good. It looks good. I was stoked to see it. I'm excited to see this.
Now, where is this going to be on? Where is this
going? It's HBO. I'm sure it's going to be on HBO Max. It's supposed to come out in theaters as well. But yeah,
is this for this year or?
Yeah.
Really?
I think that's the fall. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I might watch that. I've never seen a Soprano episode before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure this is like a standalone flick. I mean, watching The Sopranos, I'm sure you'll get. I mean, watching the trailer, I got all the little references and stuff. It looks like they they deal with like the race riots in Jersey that happened in the '60s. Wow. I think Frank Lucas might be a side character.
Oh shit! Okay.
So because
did the Sopranos ever do that? Like reference real life people in the TV show?
A little bit, yeah. They did a little bit.
I mean, because like I said, that whole Gambino thing was going on around the time when the show was on.
Yeah, and they dealt with like all kinds of stuff, like the Russian mob. There was the hip hop episode where Tretch from Naughty by Nature, he played a rapper that wanted to get more famous, but he was all like, all the best rappers got shot, so maybe if I got shot, my record sales would go up. So he pays one of them to shoot him, and he ends up shooting him in the ass. It was hilarious.
Oh damn!
Like it was really fun, like that dark comedic, that really dark comedy. The show had. I mean, it was mobsters. When somebody, like Tarantino or Scorsese, somebody dies, you laugh.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited to see it. So I thought that was a pleasant surprise when they dropped the trailer. Because to tell you the truth, I haven't given a shit about The Sopranos in a good decade or two.
I mean, it went off the air like 15 years ago, probably longer than that. So
and by that, like I said, I kind of stopped watching the last couple seasons. So it was like I haven't given a shit even before that. So yeah, so to see the trailer and like, wow, that looks good. So yeah, I'm stoked.
The only thing I know about them is that Nas sampled their theme song. That's pretty much it.
Woke up this
morning, got yourself a gun.
Self a gun. Yeah.
Hell, I'm putting at the end of this episode. Yeah,
it's got a dope bass line.
You gave me an idea. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next part of the podcast. Like I said, this is the Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about the comic books. And Eli, you had a shitload of books. I read nothing because guess what? Technically, this is the 5th week of comics. So the 5th week is always the dumpster bin of comics. Because it came out on Wednesday. So Wednesday was still the last day of June. So And yeah, you could always say, "Oh, this was the shit week of comics." Yeah, you've listened to this podcast enough, we know. But yeah, compared to what we normally review, we had to dig in the crates on this one. Now, maybe you have a different opinion than I did, Eli. I'm just like, man, I had to dig for some
Well,
shit,
a lot of my indie books wrapped up this week, so yeah. So I thought it was a full week for me.
Okay. I think we have two different opinions, but that is cool. That is okay. So I'm gonna let you go first and knock out whatever book you want to go.
So you're reading Shang-Chi? You're doing that one?
I'm doing Shang-Chi. Yep.
Okay, I'll let you do that. And
versus the Marvel Universe. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do Beta Ray Bill.
Cool. Okay.
Beta Ray Bill.
I was on Gomer's podcast last night. He reviewed it also, so I kind of know where this book is going, but I want to get your opinion of what you thought about it. So.
Okay, so yeah, Beta Ray Bill #4, Daniel Warren Johnson writing and doing the inking. Okay, Mike Spicer as the colors. Basically, Beta Ray Bill standalone series. He's gotten his Thor broke Stormbreaker, so now he can't turn back into a human. So he's going on a journey to get Surtur's sword, the Twilight sword, so he can have, turn himself back into human at night, so he can go fuck, what's her name? Lady Sif.
Lady Sif.
So he's teamed up with Scourge and what's his face? Pip the Troll, and they're on this journey to go to find Surtur. But then along the way, Scuttlebutt, his ship he's on, somehow manifests herself into a hot robot who has been in love with Beta Ray Bill from all her life. And so last issue, they thought they finally went down the lake of fire or whatever, the pit of flames, to get the sword, but instead a big giant Cthulhu octopus monster attacked them. And now this issue, it's doing something to the ship. It's making Beta Ray Bill live all like his most painful memories, of when he lost his human form, when he had like surgery. They tried to do surgery on him. When the last time he saw his mom. Oh yeah, there's this scene. Let's see. This part when him and Thor first got into a fight, and I love Daniel.
Is that suplex? Yeah, suplex.
Suplex.
Okay.
Yeah. Daniel Warren Johnson's a huge pro wrestling fan, and if you read a lot of his stuff, he incorporates a lot of wrestling moves in his fights. So here's a shot of Beta Ray Bill giving Thor a suplex. Yeah, I love Daniel Warren Johnson's art. His action scenes are really cool. But anyways, he finally gets to the sword. He finally finds the Twilight sword. But as it turns out,
did they bring up the prophecy that nobody's supposed to actually touch that sword? Did they say anything about that?
Yes, and that it also needs to be proven in battle or something. Like every now and then, the wielder who has it has to prove themselves in battle to be able to wield it. So, of course, at the end, big ass splash page. There's Surtur, and
big
I just
monster.
Yeah, like I said, I love Daniel Warren Johnson's art. It's just so gritty and raw and visceral and thick lines that are just just really pours into the contrast of the scenes and stuff. So anyway, I'm digging this series. This is another fuck it 4.5 out of 5. I was hoping it was going to be more of a like they were going to actually battle this monster, but it turned into this trip down memory lane. So that's the only reason why I'm taking a little half a point off it. But other than that, this is like one of my favorite books right now. Shit. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, everything you said about Beta Ray Bill seems awesome. Like, I don't know why Marvel didn't do something with this character earlier, or just make him like Thor's sidekick, because he seems awesome. Yeah,
and it seems like that seems to be Daniel Warren Johnson's specialty. He takes like these outcasts, like if you've read like Murder Falcon, which I thought was awesome, and Extremity. He takes these like sort of outcast characters that are kind of shunned and feel like they got no purpose, and he really dives deep into what motivates them and their emotional, turmoil within, and makes you really give a shit about. Like, here I am. I never gave a fuck about Beta Ray Bill. Yeah, he was always a Thor knockoff, whatever.
Yeah, just
and I was,
horse Thor. That's it.
Yeah, horse Thor. I never cared about. Here I am, like, wow, this is like the Elephant Man. This is like the fucking Elephant Man.
Right.
Damn. You know, that's just
it just takes that one writer to crack the code.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah, and complete with his art. You know, it's just gritty, raw story about this guy who's been fucked over. You know,
So,
so
all right. So let's see. All right, next book we got. I'm gonna do Shang-Chi. I'm gonna do Shang-Chi. That's the name. I'm gonna make sure I do the pronunciation right. We are not those other YouTubers, Eli. We're not comics gators, so we're gonna
not
say
my Shang-Chi.
right. They call him Shang-Chi. I'm gonna call him Shang-Chi.
I've been calling him Shang-Chi all my life. I'm not gonna start pronouncing it the right
woke
way
agenda,
now.
Right?
Yeah, I don't care if it's shit how you pronounce it. You know, I'm gonna go eat a taco now. Go to Taco Bell.
Oh shit. Okay. Let me not choke on my water. All right. So like I said, we've been keeping up with Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi, the arc they're doing right now is Shang-Chi versus the Marvel Universe. But what we're doing is every book that they're doing so far is him pretty much meeting up with different Marvel superheroes. Last book was Spider-Man. This one is Captain America. So that's how the book starts off. So they pretty much just throw us right into the action, or pretty much right into the storyline, what's going on. They're going to Macau, southern coast of China, and they're going to meet this gang called the Iron 88. Eli, you think that's a reference to Kill Bill Crazy 88?
I did, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't the only one.
I know. That's what I thought of. Unless it's a Nazi reference, but
I didn't go there.
I'm sure it's not a Nazi reference, so I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's Kill Bill.
Okay. All right. So they're going to Macau because there is an auction going off. They auction off one of the most powerful items in the Marvel comics, and it is a cosmic cube. And right now they have 3 factions that are going there. You got AIM, the Hand, and Hydra. They're all going to bid for the cosmic cube at this casino owned by the Iron 88. And they basically, okay, we're going to send a bunch of guys down there. We're going to break in. We're going to rappel down there. We're going to go in there while they're doing all that. Deadly Saber, a.k.a. Takeshi, he's just nervous. He's just trying to get dressed for the event. He like, you see my necklace? How my necklace look? How my, we got to look fly for this. You're like, what the hell are you worried about, man? Like, this ain't a social event. You're like, no, this is a social event. We're going to see a whole bunch of supervillains there. I want to make sure, and we're supervillains. We're criminals. So make sure I look fly when I go into this casino, And, Sister Daggers is like, okay, so when do we leave? You're like, no, the casino's 21 years and older. You can't go. She's like, yeah, stupid. So you're like, anyway, we need to make sure we look good. We got a reputation to maintain. You're the supreme commander, of the 5 deadly houses. You got to look good, too. I got to look good. And we go in there. So like, okay, so fine. So they take a flying car instead of just, breaking in there and just smashing everything. They decide to actually attend the event. So they go to the Iron 88 casino, which is awesome looking casino, and they go in. MODOK is there, with Hydra goons, he like, man, don't high five me. Don't look at me like that. And then you like Shang-Chi and Brother Dagger, Brother Saber, looking, like a photo shoot, stop, pose, go in there. Man of Hydra like, okay, yeah. And, so Brother Saber, Deadly Saber knows all these folks. He's like, yeah, I remember you the one that gave me that limp last time. They walk into there. They see, Madam Hydra, MODOK, the Hand, all stuff like that. And Brother, Saber just like, I want to introduce you to the new Supreme Commander of the 5 Daily Society, Shang-Chi. And you can just hear the music just stops. They're like, wait, what? No, not Shang. That guy broke my nose last week. They got like an Avenger, some shit, like, dude, you chopped me in my throat last week, man. I had to talk like Alvin Chipmunk for a whole month. He was like, I don't even remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Madam Hydra's like, oh, I'm glad you're a good guy. I'm glad you're one of the bad guys now, Shang-Chi. Your father always had, thought highly of you, especially when I had my pistol at his head. He, was hoping you would take over, So Madam Hydra just like this. And while all that going on, Brother Saber just like, so how look, my necklace look good? I'm good. So Shang-Chi, because he can sense ki and energy and shit like that. He can feel nervous energy from his brother. He's just like, man, what you worried about? And then he looks up and it's, what was the lady's name? Lady Iron Fan. And when he sees, he like, oh, that's why he's nervous. So all of a sudden, Brother Saber gets all nervous and shit like that. Anytime Lady Iron Fan walks in the room, and then, offer him some drink. He's just like champagne. He's like, nah, no, thank you. And then Brother Saber got arrested. He like, look, take the drink. It's rude if you don't take the drink, but don't drink the drink because it might have poisoned it. So take it, but don't drink it, And then well, this shit goes on. So MODOK comes in the room. He's just like, look, man, I'm glad you're super villain now. I want you to take some notes from me. Make sure when you're talking to your crew, leave no emotion into it. And that's the thing, Eli, is it me or does MODOK always like think he's Dr. Doom or Magneto? Like he think he's on that level?
I think so.
I think so. He's not, but he like, shh, take the wisdom of MODOK. I've done this super villain shit for a while. So another dude high five. He like, man, quit high fiving me. So he blasts the dude. And while he killed it, one of the other guys sipped the champagne and died. And that's when Brother Saber was like, I told you to drink that drink. So we go to the auction and everybody's bidding. And like, Lady Iron, and that's the guy, his arm is fucked up from MODOK and he can't barely lift his arm. 2, give me 10, give me 6, give me 7, give me 10. Who's gonna pay? Give me 9, give me 10, so like that. Who's gonna do it? And then the highest bid is 10 billion. And that's when Shang-Chi is like 20 billion. Because he know nobody in the room got 20 billion at that much. So, but here's the thing. Going once, going twice, the hand says 30 billion. He like, wait a minute, the hand ain't got 30 billion. He was like, well, one of the people that came to the party, that the guy that drank champagne died. Well, right before he died, he handed over all of his funds to us, which gave us 30 billion. That was so gracious of him to do that. So that's how they got 30 billion. And they know that even Shang-Chi didn't have 30 billion. So Shang-Chi hits one of his cufflinks, and Brother Saber's like, what you doing? He's like, nothing. I ain't doing nothing. And next thing you know, boom, Captain America breaks through the door. And he be like, party's over. Captain America's here. Captain America goes to work, because he is the Cosmic Cube is in town. And everybody like, get him. And Brother Saber, it's the same dude that got hit in the throat by Shang-Chi a month ago. Hits him at 30. He like, man, not again. So Captain America, now, here's the thing about Captain America. If there's one thing he loves more than the American flag and more than apple pie, is beating the shit out of Hydra goons. So he just goes to where he like, oh yeah, this is right hand. So Shang-Chi just like, get your hands off the Cosmic Cube. He goes for it like that. Oh, I do want y'all to know that who will win in a fight between Shang-Chi and Captain America, it is not a competition. Shang-Chi is on another level from Captain America. They've had this fight before. It ain't no Black Panther and Captain America where it's kind of, who knows? No, Shang-Chi and it's it, So while they're doing all that, Captain America, everybody goes to Captain America, and he just makes short work of everybody. He's like, yeah, I can do this all day. Clang, you just hear it right there. Shang-Chi gets the Cosmic Cube, runs through a door. Everybody runs after him. They go in the room. All they know is that they see Captain America knocked out, and then they leave, and then a smoke bomb just gets in the room automatically. So they're trapped in the room. And so Captain America calls in some other people to take them out. But while they're doing that, Lady Iron fan sees them. She like, yeah, Brother Saber, Brother Hand, Shang-Chi, I gotta kill you guys for this. You know that, right? So she got her fans, and her fans do some kind of weird fan shit, sort of like all over her and shit like that. So Shang-Chi just dodges. Cap got his shield, and she like, give me the cube and stuff like that, stuff like that, drops it. Shang-Chi kicks it out of her hand, and then she tags him. You're not supposed to tag Shang-Chi. So that means if she's able to lay a hand on him, she's the real deal, So Captain America throws his shield at Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi does his Captain America shit, throws it back at Cap, does the shit. They go back and forth. And she's like, if I can just get one hit on her, and all that fan shit would stop, and boom, she gets knocked out, shit like that. So Brother, Saber picks up the Cosmic Cube, and he doesn't like this shit. He gives it to Captain America, but at the same time, he has words with his brother back at the base. He's like, why you didn't tell me Captain America was coming? He was like, I had to make sure the mission was good. So basically what you're saying, you don't trust me. He was like, no, this is bigger than you in the Cosmic Cube. But don't put your feelings out of it. He like, I'm your brother. He like, and I'm your supreme commander. So when he says that, he like, my bad. You right. So he
yes,
bows.
master.
Right. He puts him in his place. I am your king. All this shit like that. But it turns out Brother Saber had the cube in his hand the whole time. He did a reality warping mind trick to make them think he did. So when Captain America, is taking them back to jail, stuff like that, he's taking a Lady Iron fan or whatever like that. And he was like, you really trust Shang-Chi? You're like, yeah, I trust him with my life. You're like, well, that's funny because, it's a pool and a captive is soon parted. So soon as Cap blinks, everybody disappears. All the bad guys he's kidnapped and the Cosmic Cube, because it was never there to begin with. Takeshi had it the whole time. He was like, uh-huh. So while they're getting away and they realize that Brother Saber, helped them out, which is why if you look at the fight, she didn't attack him. She only attacked Shang-Chi and Cap. But she didn't throw a hand at him at all. But then while they get there, another Mysterious Dude show just is like, look, you're never going to be safe if we take down the 5 houses. Are you in or out? And that's it. Next one, Shang-Chi versus Wolverine. You know, I think something like he finds out he got another sibling that's a mutant. Wolverine wants him, blah, blah, whatever like that. Still cool story. Honestly, Eli, this series might be like my favorite series in Marvel right now. I think it's been that way for a while. I've just been enjoying it. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Lighthearted, fun, got some cool cultural references in there, cool action. I like it. So yeah. That's what I got. So shoot, what you got?
What do I have? We're still on Marvel. You're gonna do the Cap book, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the Cap book. The Caps book.
The Cap book. Okay. Okay, I'll do Star Wars, The High Republic, number 6.
Awesome sauce. Let's get that in there.
So this is continuing the Drengir, those weird plant monsters that took over the planet, that the Jedi were trying to help. It's an all-out war now. Big battle of these plant monsters against the Jedi, who have teamed up with the Hutt cartel. So it's the Jedi and the Hutts against these big giant plant monsters. And this is pretty much just an action story. These the Drengir, they basically grab you and they can possess you and make you turn into another, kind of like what was that, the Empire? What was that those plants?
The Katati.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. They're kind of like that. So this is what it is. It's just, a lot of action, Jedi and the Hutts riding Rancors, which I think was awesome. Yes, here's a shot.
Okay.
They're riding Rancors and shit and fighting these monsters, these plant monsters. And it's just a lot of, cool action scenes and stuff. Really action-packed issue. But Skier, the Trandoshan Jedi master who they thought was killed, it turns out they got him in stasis. He was possessed by the Drengir, and it's feeding into his, it made him kind of turn and get possessed. And so him and what's her name, Keeve, his little Padawan, she's they got him all in this stasis, kind of monitoring him, and she's basically trying to bring him back out of the darkness. So at one point, here we go. The plant. Oops, shit. Damn touchscreens. Maybe I should start saving these pictures and do like you.
Technology.
Yeah. So basically, his plant arm takes over her, and you can see it possesses her.
Oh yeah, it went all in her nose and yeah.
Yeah, it possesses her, and then they end up going into this hive. So these Drengir, these plant monsters, they have like a hive mind. So her and Skier are inside the hive mind of the Drengir plant monsters. And, they're having like a nice poignant moment about how she always believed in him, that he can never go full dark or whatever. And she wants to bring him back to the light and all that. So basically, they end up going to like the source of the Drengir, and it's called the Progenitor, the Great Progenitor. And it's like this
thing that's ever been a thing.
No, this is like all new. This is all shit that's new in this High Republic shit. So there they are inside the hive mind, sort of meeting with the source of the Drengir. And so I thought that was really cool. And so so this is a 4 out of 5. This is that Kevin Scott who wrote it, and he's doing one of the novels, like the next novel. That's I think it's called The Rising Storm, which also dropped this week. So this book that he's writing, this comic that he's writing for Marvel, has been going on, but he's also got a novel of the High Republic coming out. So I'm probably going to pick it up at some point. I'm reading a ton of shit right now between comics, and I just picked up the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood novelization that I'm reading right now.
I was wondering where you're going to talk about that. So.
Well, yeah, I just got it the other day, so I just started reading it, and I'm like swamped with reading shit.
Okay.
So, but I do want to pick up that Rising Storm just dropped this week too. So eventually, and I did read The Light of the Jedi, so I plan on reading that too. So, but yeah, this is a lot. I mean, I'm digging this High Republic shit. It's new Star Wars shit that doesn't connect to any of the Skywalker saga. So it's pretty much free reign. They can do whatever they want, and it's been cool. So I'm digging it.
Cool. Okay. All right. So next book I'm going to do is going to be The United States of Captain America #1 of 5. So this is a mini series.
Yeah.
Like I said, for those who don't know, this is actually like the 80th anniversary of Captain America. Like I said, he's been around forever, but now this is a thing where we're all going to celebrate. And yeah, this is the start of this book. So we're just going to just jump into it. And let me see if I can get into it real quick. First off, Eli, we forgot to do you got your poster?
Oh, it's not here. No, I don't have it with me. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So
it's actually yeah. Oh yeah, it is back here.
Shout out to my boss. Shout out to my
Yes.
boss. I want to show you what he sent us. This is what do we got here? Is it upside down? It's upside down. Fuck. There we go. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see that my boss sent us a poster.
Yes.
I'm gonna put this up somewhere. I'm gonna put this up.
Yeah, because I actually got that up here, like the fucking the what do you call it? The Alex Ross cover.
Yeah, Alex Ross cover. That's what it is. So
yeah, and I think it's an awesome image. It's a fucking dope ass image of all.
We're gonna put them up like that. Yeah, like I said, shout out to my boss. He's always sending us stuff. Always awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So, and plus, when I even saw that cover, I was like, that's an awesome cover. So the fact he sent us a poster of that cover, I was just like, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I got my poster too, my boss. Thank you. You rule. Thanks for listening. This is dope. It's a cool ass. I might get this framed. I'm
seriously gonna put it behind me. That's what the thing I was putting behind me. So yeah. But yeah, let's just jump into it. Like I said, the United States of Captain America. What do we think about this book? This is a book celebrating Captain America, the symbol, not Steve Rogers, but Captain America as a symbol. That's what this book I took it as. So, and like I said, this is actually one of the alternate covers you have right there. So that's it. And just going to the book, it's pretty simple, even though it's a lot of like talking to him, and as a Captain Steve Rogers having a introspective thought about what is the American dream. The thing about the American dream, that dreams aren't real. People have in their head what they think the American dream is, and they think and some people in America think they're entitled to the American dream. So when they realize that they aren't, and it doesn't go their way, that's when they rebel. That's when they get upset. That's when they outlash against other people. We've seen.
Yes, it also talks like what you were talking about at the beginning of the podcast, where people celebrating the 4th and what it means to certain people. And he talked about how they have a word for this idea of America, and it's called Americana.
Mm-hmm.
But the white picket fence,
the white picket fence can become a gate. That's the thing. Yeah.
But that doesn't apply to every American. Some people have come from different backgrounds, and it doesn't apply to everything. And that, I thought that was really profound.
And you know what, Eli? Now that we connecting the dots, I just read this book right before we started the podcast. So this book may have been on my mind when I was thinking about the Olympics thing and stuff like that. Because I think I saw like a YouTube video of Sha'Carri Richardson while reading this book, while watching Falcon Winter Soldier, and it's like, I guess it just resonated with me, I guess. But
because that dream doesn't get along nicely with reality. Other cultures, immigrants, the poor, the suffering people easily can become to be seen as different or un-American. And the white picket fence becomes a gate to keep others out. I thought, no shit.
Yeah, I was like, that's some deep shit, man. Cat spitting bars right there, But getting to the story, the actual story of it, basically why Captain America just sitting there having a beer with his shield. That's how much he loves America, Now, Eli, how many of these memorials could you recognize? I want to say that's Rosa Parks. I'm just saying, but I think that was Rosa Parks dressed right there. I think this is, what is this? I don't know.
I don't know.
Abraham Lincoln, where he's getting this stuff from, I don't know, a bullhorn, I guess. That's definitely the sit-ins. And he basically saying, like, people have always fought for America, even if they've never actually, like, physically fight. They fight in their own way. Like, even with sit-ins, you're still fighting for America. You don't have a super soldier serum, don't have a suit, anything like that. He's just sitting there thinking about what it means to be an American. I thought that was pretty good. And he realized that how his symbol as America has been, appropriated by other people, because Captain America means different things to different people. Some people blame Captain America for everything. Anything, sometimes things go wrong, like they blame it on him. People have turned him into a toy commercial. He's just merchandising. That's it.
Yeah.
Some people use Captain America as a gatekeeper. Oh, you don't know anything about Captain America. I'm a bigger Captain America fan. You see things like this.
Yeah. Repurpose the symbol to people's various agendas. I thought was another good line.
Right. Or even this panel right here is powerful. Like Captain America standing between protesters and the military. Mm-hmm. Who is he protecting?
Yeah.
You can't, in this panel, you can't really tell. He's just standing in the middle of it.
I honestly started to wonder if I divide more than I unite.
Yeah, because you don't know if he's on the protester side or the military side. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, all that interesting. He just, but then right when it happened, a dude dressed like Captain America breaks through the thing, actually gets a drop on Captain America, kicks the shit out of him. So whoever kicked the shit out of Captain America, that's serious business. Serious business. But all he does is take his shield and run off, So, and when he runs off, he calls a backup and he calls Sam Wilson, the Falcon. He said, hey, a guy just busted my apartment, took my shield, ran off. I need your eyes in the sky, find him for me, So he realized that if they kick Captain America's ass, he's the real deal. So he sees guy, and he's wearing his old, now people that don't know the MCU think this is strike suit. But in the comics, this is his shield suit. When he became the director of Shield, he brought that costume back, So he's out there, in America. We're like, look, Captain America. So the guy is booking it. The guy is moving. Falcon's on his ass, Cap is on his ass, and he goes by a train. So he tracks down to a train station. And when he finally gets to him, he sees him and he throws his shield right at the train on the other side that was coming. So it's about to derail the train, and he just takes off running. So obviously, this guy probably has super speed, I guess. So Captain America jumps on top of the train, tell the guys, put the brakes on, slow it down a little bit. He slows it down just enough for Falcon to get in there and get the guys out. Captain America gets some more of the guys out. And while they're doing that, he sees another guy, sees another Captain America running. So he goes to stop him and realizes it's not that same guy. Right before he's about to punch his lights out, it's just a guy. He just said, I'm just here to help, but he's dressed like Captain America, So what is his name? He's like, what's your name? Captain America. He's like, okay, give me another name before I knock your teeth out, And he calls himself Aaron Fisher. Aaron Fisher is his name. And he's got a trash can that he repainted as a Captain America shield. So he's like, what the hell are you doing here? Why are you here? And he's just like, look, only reason I'm here because my dad kicked me out for being me. I ran off with my boyfriend. My boyfriend did something else in Missouri. So I came here and I'm just hanging out in the train station because a lot of runaways are here. And I'm just protecting them. That's all. I'm not doing anything, scandalous or anything like that. He like, Cap's like, I don't care about any of this shit you just said. Why are you dressed as Captain America? He's like, oh, yeah, because there's like a network of Captain Americas, like a whole bunch of us. We kind of like, we never met each other, but we kind of know of each other. And we just do a little part. Yeah, while you fighting Thanos, protecting the country and stuff like that, we just doing our part. That's all. We're inspired by you, So you're like, okay, I take your story for what it is. So help me rescue these people on the train. So while they're rescuing people on the train, he sees the red dot on Aaron Fisher's shirt. And he gets him out the way. So he realized, okay, something's not right here. There's a female assassin, and Captain America throws his trash can lid at the female assassin also. But they realized they weren't trying to kill Sam or Steve. They're trying to kill that guy. So like, okay, something isn't right here if they're trying to kill you over us. So obviously something is going on. So, yeah. So they just talk about over there. And then so Sam and Steve are talking in the room. And basically just like, okay, so there's a whole bunch of Captain Americas all over town. We need to keep our ears to the ground to find exactly what this other Captain America is doing. Because obviously we know what he's trying to do. He's trying to, destroy my name with my shield. That's what he's trying to do. So we need to stop him before you do that. And Sam is just like, look, but the both of us, he can't take us because we're like 2.5 Captain America. I'm like 1.5 by myself, And Steve's like, I got to go find this guy. And Sam's just like, man, just say the word. Like what? Just let me come. He's like, okay, cool. So let's do this, Cap. He's like, let's do this, Cap. So it looked like Sam Wilson is going to suit up as Cap in the next issue, along with Steve Rogers while they go find the Captain America. Do we want to break down Aaron Fisher's thing, or do we care?
It's just his it's kind of his origin story and how he ended up at some prison camp for kids or something. Roxanne was making some sort of
well, the thing was that I guess it was like a build, it was like a abandoned building that are basically like homeless people. And the funny thing is, he was actually inspired not by Steve Rogers, but Sam Wilson, because Sam Wilson showed him that the symbol Captain America is not a person; it's a symbol. If somebody else can wear the symbol, but Roxanne demolished this building that a whole bunch of homeless kids were in, runaway stuff like that, and they basically put them in another area, to basically move them out, But yeah, they're basically like an internment camp if you really think about it. But yeah, he dressed up as Captain America, fought his way out. Of course, he got kidnapped also. You got Halo guy, Master Chief guy, whatever, Doom guy, whatever you want to call it. Smacks the shit out of him. He takes
he ends up rallying up all the prisoners, and they sort of make a break for it. Shit.
Yeah, because he started dressing up as Captain America, and he realized that dressing up as Captain America made him feel more powerful. It gave him confidence, basically.
Yeah, and it also helped him rally up everybody. They all believed in him.
Right, because it became a symbol,
Yeah.
So these guys come in, he kicks the shit out of these guys. There's only like 3 of them. He beat the shit out of them. And then I don't know if he runs off the Roxanne guys. I don't even know if he did anything. I think he just helped the runaways escape. I think that's all he did. I think Roxanne still runs away with the shit. But he gets on the train. I guess they're going to New York, and one of the guys that was in the internment camp with them becomes his boyfriend, and again, that's it. So Captain America story. So Eli, you ready to rant and rave about how woke this book was, like every other Comic Gates YouTuber was doing?
No, I thought it was a pretty standard Captain America book.
That's what I thought. It was like people overreact over nothing, man. It was just a thing,
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it more because, like I said, all that shit he was talking, like Cap sort of reflecting on what the symbol means and what America means and all that shit was actually quite deep and profounding, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, it's no different from, a guy that admires an athlete, wants to pick up the same sport, or your favorite musician. You see a famous guitarist, you want to take up the guitar. That's all it is. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Cap talking about all the bad stuff he's doing at the beginning of the issue, but at the end of the day, he's inspiring people. Yeah. In the universe. So nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It goes back to Captain America was always about politics, from the get-go.
He punched Hitler in the face before World War II. So yes, he's always been political.
Yeah. So to bitch about him being political now is, again, stupid.
Okay. So can I bitch? Can I bitch?
You can bitch.
Okay, I'm gonna bitch about one thing. Because I understand what these Captain America books are doing. Like I said on Gomer's podcast last night, I basically said it was like Batman of all nations, like Batman Incorporated, when he just had Batman on top of Batman. So yeah, if you want to make a whole bunch of Captain Americas, that's cool. But what I don't want them to do is just, they got Aaron Fisher, he's gay, so he's the gay Captain America. I don't want them to promote this shit out of him, make him just go do this big thing every time June rolls around, and then they stick him back in the cabinet or the closet. I didn't mean to say that, but when 11 other months out of the year, if you're gonna make him a thing, make him a thing. Don't just pull him out, whenever it's time, whenever it's convenient. If you're gonna make these new characters, promote these new characters, flesh out these new characters. That's all. So that's
what Marvel. That's what Marvel does, and that's probably what's going to happen. Is we ain't going to see Aaron until next June.
The only thing, look, Aaron Fisher is going to be a trivia question in some kind of game show that we always do, and like, who's the good Captain America? And it's going to be 20 years down the road, like, oh, I know, and it'll be or some guy is going to work for Marvel 10 years from now, and remember this one story, pull him out for an issue and put him back in, like American Kaiju. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
It's going to be like that. So I don't want that to happen. If you're going to make these characters flashy characters, don't make these characters just to be a sales gimmick and stick them back in when it's convenient.
And for everybody, who want more diversity in shit, if you want more representation in comics, read this shit. Because they ain't going to make it if you ain't going to fucking read it.
Right.
So everybody bitching about, there's no representation for whatever minority, we don't have any this minority character, that minority character. That's because you don't fucking read the shit. Read it, or they ain't gonna do it. Read it, watch it, buy it, support it, or they're not gonna make it, and we're still gonna be bitching about this shit. Yes, next year.
Right. And yes, and bitching about the book after it's canceled isn't the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Marvel canceled another book with the minority character. Oh, yeah. Because you didn't read it, asshole.
Right.
Yeah. Read this shit. That's what I'm barely into the New Mutants run right now.
Right.
Barely give a shit. The only reason why I read it because Warpath and Danny Moonstar.
Exactly.
That's the only reason why I'm reading it.
Like I said, Marvel is a business. It's not even. What do you expect Marvel to do if they have a book on this shelf that's not selling? Of course they're gonna cancel it. They're not evil. That's just business. I mean, you gotta get the lights on some kind of way.
Because your woke ass didn't support it. Go fucking support this shit. Yeah. Watch it, read it, buy it. You know.
Right. Or at least bring attention to it. Like read a book and then bring attention to it. You know, that's all. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, anytime I see an issue, like I don't give a fuck about Green Lantern. But if I see John Stewart on the cover, written by a black writer, you know, drawn by a black artist, I'm at least gonna get the first issue.
Yeah.
You know, whether I like it or not, I'm at least gonna support it that way. Cyborg, I bought every Cyborg run there is. You know, fuck it.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? I thought we weren't gonna bitch about this. We bitched. We become what we hate, Eli.
Americana.
Right. What's the next book?
Let's see. What is the next book? I think my indie books. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I did the fucking Green Arrow 80th anniversary.
Trav, what up? We see you, Fat T.
Is he there?
Hey, he said he didn't comment it, but I see he made an emoji reaction. So he said he lost 20 pounds. We can't call him Fat T no more. He swole T.
Yeah. He's just regular T now.
Sexy T, you know.
T-Boz. Call him T-Boz.
Big pretty.
So yeah, I got the Green Arrow 80th anniversary. Like every anniversary we've been seeing, it's just chock full of a variety. It's an anthology book of a variety of different stories from the Green Arrow, you know, character. Mariko Tamaki opens the story with this your standard kind of a throwback to like Batman 66, just a little cute story of him and Roy.
Him and Speedy, okay.
Yeah, kind of just getting going after a villain and using their weird different arrows. It's kind of it's very, very, you know, old school, you know.
Okay, did the aeroplane and Arrow Cave show up?
Golden Age style, you know, story. You know, I thought that was kind of cool. Tom Taylor had this was with Wildcat, the old boxer guy, teaching Ollie how to box, you know, giving him a boxing lessons. Like, you can't fight crime, you know, from 100 feet away. Sometimes you got to get dirty and you got to use your hands. And so he's giving him some boxing lessons. But then some villain, I don't even know who this is, but he looks like a beetle guy or something.
Hold on, let me see. I guarantee you, like, let me see. Kill him off?
Sure.
Okay. I'm probably wrong, but let's just go.
Yeah. So he ends up like basically grazing Wildcat in the head.
The fuck? Okay.
Yeah. And then Green Arrow basically takes his bow, puts a boxing glove on an arrow.
You got to do boxing glove arrow. Yeah.
And then, and then boom, takes him out, you know, and says, I guess you can, you know, use, you know, your arrows for everything and blah, blah, blah. And Wildcat's, hey, you're okay. He's, I got 9 laps, you know. So cool. Yeah. Tom Taylor killing it again. We get this other Stephanie Phillips, an old school, you know, tale from, you know, the Justice League. Justice League go on a mission and they leave Green Arrow behind. He's all like, man, you guys never take me with, blah, blah, blah. Then while they're gone, a bunch of aliens attack. And then, you know, Ollie.
White, they look like the White Martians. Let me see that one more time.
I don't know, just aliens.
No, look like the White Martians.
Okay,
but
I thought they looked like the fucking King in Black shit.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Symbiote. But then Ollie gets like an air, like I think it was some bow from another dimension. I think that Hawkman knew about or something.
In metal, yeah.
Yeah, and then uses that to like, you know, kill the fucking aliens. So yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of stories, from different times, different eras, and the Green Arrow universe. Um, One I thought was really cool was what's his name? The Connor Hawk. There's a story with
Okay,
Connor Hawk.
is he black in that story?
He's
Mixed,
he
kind of
looks
biracial. Yeah.
he okay, here he is. I'm just
Okay,
gonna let you look at him.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, he's not totally white.
They normally make Connor a little tanner than what he normally is.
Yeah, he does look a little, he's got
like in the Arrow TV show, I think they just straight up made him black in that show.
He's like, yeah, he's got a little bit of a complexion.
Yeah.
But it is written by Brandon Thomas, who I guess is writing the Hardware book coming up for Milestone.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have that. That was a cool story of him going out, and he doesn't want to kill. He's using like, non-sharp arrowheads that are just, they're still taking out and knocking out the villains, but they're not killing them.
Right.
Then of course we have this book by what's this guy's name? The Grayson guy. Where's his name? What's his name?
You lost me.
Okay, Devin Grayson.
Devin Grayson. Never heard of him either.
I guess he was in charge of the. He in the New 52 or something?
Oh, he's a character. I thought he was I thought you were talking about a writer.
Writer.
Oh.
He's a writer. He's a writer.
Okay.
But basically, he goes and now this is where I was a little confused. It kind of goes back to his Navajo roots because, as I understood it, I thought Roy was kind of adopted, but this kind of makes it sound like he was actually Navajo. So
I've never heard that before.
Okay. Well, he was raised by the Navajo. He had a Navajo adopted grandfather and stuff. But anyways, this he's telling his daughter the story about, it's a Navajo legend, and it sort of parallels his life story of this hero from the Navajo legend left the community and was raised by this other hero, and then it's like paralleling how Roy was raised by Ollie and all that stuff. So, and it uses a lot of Navajo words and language in it. So I thought that was kind of cool, just for some representation, And it also goes into how indigenous storytelling is basically passing on knowledge and stuff like that. And so I thought that was kind of cool.
No, but I never knew Roy had that connection. I never did.
I always heard about. I just thought he was adopted because he's blonde. I didn't think, he was blonde. And I just thought he was white. I didn't think he was Navajo because he was blonde. So
right.
Unless he's Mohawk, Trav. Oh, that's an inside joke.
Yeah, I figured it was.
Them blonde Mohawks.
I was in the Navy. I'm not Navajo. I don't get that one either, but okay.
And then it's just like I said, there's a really cool the Jeff Lemire one does we had him and what's his name? Andreas Sorrentino.
Let me make a statement because I got flack for this. Look, I don't hate Jeff Lemire. I like Jeff Lemire. I know I'm phasing out right now, but the thing is about Jeff Lemire is that I don't worship him as a god like everybody.
You just don't ride his dick. That's all.
I just don't ride his dick. But however, his Green Arrow run I liked. I read the entire thing, read the entire run of it. It has some interesting things into it. It actually a lot of things from the TV show came from that run. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I want to check it out. I think I read an issue or two, but I never completed it.
I'll be honest with you. The Shang-Chi run we're reading right now, very similar. Mm-hmm. Very similar.
And that's what I heard. I heard the story.
Houses, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this was cool. I mean,
popping up.
Yeah. So this is Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino, Jordi Belair on the colors. So it's sort of like a very existential story about him kind of battling himself or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Cool art, and it sounds like it's Lemire, and I can see why everybody loves Lemire.
Okay.
But then, whoa, the last story written by Larry O'Neill, Denny O'Neill's son.
Son. Oh, okay.
And it's not about Green Arrow. It's just all about Denny O'Neill's life and how he, came upon all the stuff that inspired him to write comics, how he got into comics. And if you look at, there's no words and there's no
blow you up. Let's see.
There's no word bubbles, but the word bubbles are images. So there he is reading a Superman comic, and there he is going off to war, and then of course, there he is writing Green Arrow, and it's just told in all these images, and but then the ending where he ends up passing away,
mm-hmm.
I got a little misty. I gotta say, I thought it was really profound. And then all the DC heroes.
Thank you, Fat T. You're right. We don't.
But here, this last panel, all the heroes gathered around his bed.
Yeah, Superman, Batman, yeah.
I thought that was
because he wrote that Green Arrow, Green Lantern run around that time. Joker's there because he pretty much reinvented Joker. Yeah. Ra's al Ghul, he created Ra's al Ghul. So.
It even says that. There's here he is, typing away, and then there's a Joker.
Yeah. So
yeah,
he probably wrote the best Jokers that had five hands of what I can't remember the name of it. 5 deadly venoms or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just goes through, when superheroes get all popular, later on in his life, that there he is, Batman's getting popular. Then later on in his life, he's older and all the superheroes are popular. And he's all old and shit. and yeah, I thought that was really powerful. So yeah, this was cool. 4 out of 5.
Cool. One reason I didn't get it because I know it's going to be on DC Universe after a while, so I just read the whole thing. Yeah, it'll be on there, so I'll check it out then. Shoot, what do we got next? Okay, so I ran out of books I wanted to do, but since we ran out of books I wanted to do, and I know my camera's messed up because I actually put that poster in front of the camera and it's thrown off my focus, but whatever.
There we go.
I'm back. Okay. I figured the post was gonna throw stuff. Anyway, I'm back. So Eli, I wanted to do a special book. Hold on, what do we got here? Yeah, that's really nice. I don't know if you're talking about the poster. Oh, he's talking about Denny O'Neil. Yeah, thanks for Denny O'Neil. So Eli, I wanted to do a retro book.
Okay.
Just issue, not a whole graphic novel, stuff like that. The book I wanted to do. Okay, so remember in 2021, everybody's newest favorite superhero is Invincible. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about Invincible. Just have one thing about it, because Invincible actually appeared in a Marvel book one time.
Oh, really?
And he part of a Marvel book. Let me see if I can put that on there. So yeah, and the book he appeared in was, where's that in? Marvel Team Up. I think number 14, where he teamed up with Spider-Man. So Invincible and Spider-Man did team up. It is canon to both Invincible's universe and the Marvel 616. It's canon in both of them because it's actually like a crossover event that happened in both of them. So I'm just going to start off the book and just go right into it with Marvel Team 14. And it's actually written by Robert Kirkman, same guy that created Invincible, same guy created Walking Dead. So we're just going to jump into it. And spoiler alert, this may be a spoiler for people that haven't seen anything past season 1 of Invincible. There's some storylines that go past season 1 that I think Robert Kirkman pretty much said will happen in the next issue. So yeah, let's get ahead and start it up. We got let's see one more time. Yeah, there we go. All right, so how the book starts off is we got Spider-Man basically fighting Dr. Octopus, normal fight, but the thing is Dr. Octopus is kicking his ass. Even though, and Spider-Man keep talking shit so much, Dr. Octopus just like, look, man, if I could kill you just to shut you up, it'd be worth it just for that. Spider-Man just doing Spider-Man shit, just won't shut up. And then right before he's about to kill him, boom, Invincible gets shot out of a portal and lands right into Dr. Octopus. Now, for those who don't know what's been going on in Invincible's storyline around this time, it's because he was fighting a bad guy named Angstrom Levy. I won't spoil who he is. You will know in season 2. But anyway, he shoots him from dimension to dimension and shoots him in the 616. The reason he's doing it because he's trying to wear him down, so when he brings him back to the Invincible universe, he'll be soft enough that he can kill him. But anyway, he smacks Dad right into Dr. Octopus, and Spider-Man's like, damn, I'm glad whoever that was saved me. I'm like, who is that? Was it Sentry? Was it Thor? Was it Nova? Was it Tony? It could have been Tony because that guy was way too fast, whoever it was. He's like, hey, Nova, you changed your outfit again? You're like, man, why are you wearing the Gambit headband? That shit went out of style in the 90s. He's saying all this shit to Invincible. He's just like, oh, wait, what are you talking about? I just saw this guy with spider arms. I just took his ass down just in case, he got in trouble. He like, there's not spider arms. Those are octopus arms, He's like, okay, well, is he dangerous? And Dr. Octopus stands up, am I dangerous? Who the hell are you talking about? You don't know who I am? So Dr. Octopus throws him through a wall. And then when he gets snatched from the wall into another wall. He was like, damn, Nova's beating the shit out of this guy. and he was like, man, you didn't kill the guy, did he? You're like, but you said he had superpowers. Yeah, I mean, technically he does, but not like that. He's still like a regular dude, They're like, well, yeah, my fault. I didn't mean to go that hard. And then Spider-Man's like, wait, are you crying? And the reason Invincible is crying is because, spoiler alert, when he got Angster and Levy kidnapped his mom. And he threw him into another dimension, so he doesn't know what's going on with his mom right now, with Debbie, and then they just like, is she okay? You're like, I think she is. Honestly, I don't even know because he keeps having me pop up from dimension to dimension, so I haven't seen my mom, so I don't know what the hell is going on, and then they just sit there and talk, and they basically tell them about everything, and basically Invincible catches Spider-Man up on his life. He was like, look, I was born with my powers, my dad trained me, technically I'm an alien. And Spider-Man like, okay, that's pretty cool. Dad superhero. Yeah, until my dad went fucking crazy, killed every superhero on my planet, said he never loved my mom, called my mom a pet, told me I had to join him or he was going to kill me, beat the shit out of me, and left. And Spider-Man like, the fuck? Okay, he like, that's a wild-ass story, He was like, and then they go back and forth, talk about each other and get to know each other. And basically Spider-Man just says, Spider-Man also says with other stuff you're saying, he like, yeah, a lot of stuff you saying that happened in your stories kind of remind me of my life, but we're not going to get into all that, and then he says, I'm Spider-Man. Good to meet you. You're like, Spider-Man? What kind of name is Spider-Man? You're like, well, what's your name? Invincible. He's like, so what do you think? My name should be Webbing or something? I mean, Invincible is a dumbass name too. He's like, well, think about it. You got spider power, so you call yourself Spider-Man. That's like me because I have superpowers. I call myself Superman. See how stupid that sounds? You're like, whatever. Look, we need to go find Dr. Octopus. We don't know where he is, so let's go to Avengers Tower. He's like, Avengers what? You're like, you don't know the Avengers? Like, you don't know the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the Champions, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., none of that stuff? You're like, nah, I don't know any of that stuff. He's like, well, anyway, the Avengers are the best of the best superheroes. He's like, and they let you on the team? You're like, what the fuck that means? So he goes there, he sees Aunt May and Mary Jane, and Invincible know who they are. He's like, oh, are they the Avengers? Like some old lady and some hot redhead? They're like, no, they're not the Avengers. That's my wife. And Invincible is just like, oh, good for you. I'm glad you hit the jackpot. He was like, well, thanks. My wife tells me all the time. He's like, wait a minute. You're not shocked that I'm married to such a hot supermodel redhead? You're like, nah, you in shape. You got a good sense of humor. You're not ugly looking. So and it's not like you're a skinny nerd or anything like that. He was like, yeah, you know what? Invulnerable, you're my favorite superhero. Like, no, my name is Invincible. And then he turns around, he sees the Avengers. He's like, nice shield. And he's just like, let me guess. If that guy is Spider-Man, then you must be Robot Man, Claw Man, Flag Man, Fabio Man, Batwoman, and Black Man. He's like, and Captain America's looking at Spider-Man like, why the hell? Who is this guy? Why is he here? And he's just like, yeah, only reason I brought him here because we had to go find Dr. Octopus and we didn't know where he was. So we figured one of you guys would know him. And Iron Man's just like, well, they said something about some guy with spider arms going somewhere down the harbor. So like, well, thanks. And they leave. And Spider-Man's just like, and Captain America like, you need our help? You're like, nah, I can handle Dr. Octopus. Y'all just sit back, wait for some cosmic stuff, whatever. And then Iron Man's like, why did he always say something about cosmic stuff? We don't even go into space like that. Like, he act like we fight Thanos and Galactus every other day. Captain America's like, look, don't worry about Spider-Man. Let him do Spider-Man shit. It seems like the Avengers don't even really like Spider-Man that much. But anyway, Invincible grabs Spider-Man. They fly to the harbor and they find Dr. Octopus who's just tearing up shit because he wants Spider-Man and the new guy to show up again so he can kill him. So they fight a little bit more. Invincible tackles him, but he didn't hit him too hard. But he realized that anytime he punches him, his arms protect him. So he ain't really even hurting Dr. Octopus. Dr. Octopus just still going at him. And so eventually Invincible's like, look, I'm tired of this shit. I'm sick of this guy. This fight is over. So he just goes right at Dr. Octopus and just rips his metal arms off. Like piece by piece. Karate chops him, takes him a piece, and that's it. And he's done with it. He's like, okay, fight's over. Police go get him. So, and then the portal from Ancient Levy shows up again. He's just like, look, I got to go do this thing. I got to go get Ancient Levy and save my mom. And Spider-Man's like, wait a minute, I can help out. So he throws some web on his back, tries to go after him, but right when he goes after him, the portal closes and cuts off the web. And he's like, well, yeah, that would have been dumb for me to do that anyway. I would have trapped another dimension that I wouldn't know how to get out of. So let me just go home to my hot wife and watch movies from Blockbuster. Because yes, Mary Jane rented a movie from Blockbuster. That's how old this comic is. So, and the story ends. That's it. So like I said, it was written by Robert Kirkman, actually written by the artist of the Invincible storyline at the time also. So it was a pretty cool story. Robert Kirkman was actually writing Marvel Team Up at the time, the same time he was writing Invincible. So he was doing like double duty. So he had, he was doing a Marvel book at the time. It was just nice that these two meet each other, like Invincible and Spider-Man. You just expect them to meet. They don't fight. They chill out. They're friends. You kind of expect that.
Well, that's what Invincible is. Invincible is the Spider-Man comic.
Yeah,
with blood.
Right. And honestly, but at this point in comic, Invincible isn't bloody, but later on in the book, it gets gory. Like it does shit that Marvel can't do. But yeah, at the beginning of it, Invincible is pretty much Spider-Man. Which Spider-Man actually says like, damn, your adventures sound like my adventures. That's what the point they were trying to make. Like you sound like a Spider-Man book up until this point.
Spider-Man is the teenage superhero that juggles adolescence and superpowers and all that drama.
Yeah,
and that's what Invincible is.
Invincible is almost Robert Kirkman's critique or love letter to that.
Yeah,
at first until it goes
only with bloody violence.
Yeah, bloody violence and some wild shit, which I won't spoil, which the show I know will tackle or may or may not. So. Yeah, that's all I got. Awesome book. I just wanted to talk about it. Hold on, what we got? We got another comment. Is that Fat T? What Fat T talking about?
Yeah, I still got to watch it. Like, I've read a bunch. I have read the comics. I haven't watched the show yet.
Yeah, the Invincible show is great. Like I said, and the first season like barely touches the rest of the series, so they can make another 10 seasons of this shit and not scratch the surface. But yeah, that's what I got.
All right. Well. Yeah, this is long. Okay, I'm gonna just fly through these two books. My two indies because they finished up this week. Two Moons on Image, the Civil War era horror story about this native soldier who can see demons and he fights them. This issue wraps up the first story arc where he's stuck in a jail and the demons are coming and he teams up with some soldiers and they big battle. Kill him. Finale. Dope. 4 out of 5.
Cool.
He's a native character written by a white person, and you can tell. So that's all I'm going to say.
Think we didn't notice. But
yeah,
we did.
yeah. It's nice to have diversity, but it would be nice to have diversity.
We need a black guy. Call in Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah. All right, and then Redemption number 5 finishes up this. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly meets Mad Max. The female Linda Hamilton gunslinger called the Beast or the Butcher. She's a gunslinger. She teams up with this woman who's trying to save her mother, who was a doctor being executed for performing an abortion on an underage girl. She's from an not old Western because it's in the future. But yeah, this run by this corrupt sheriff who, very, very conservative, religious fanatic. And so this is the finale to that. The gunslinger shows up, shoots him up. Cool. I really dug this. This was Mike Deodato Jr. and Krista Faust. They also did Bad Mother together, which I also like. This is that AWA book. So, and they're just pumping out really cool indie books, cool stories. So this was a 5 out of 5. I dug this. So and that's it. I'm booked out.
Cool. All right. Let me just go back to what Fat T was talking about. Haven't seen the show yet. Fat T, I will say this. This is my opinion, but I will say this. Out of all the comic book shows in 2021, Invincible, I feel like is the best. Out of all, you can name whatever show you want to name. Invincible was the best. Man, not only was that, I went on Comixology, ordered the entire run, like 158 issues, something like that. Read the whole thing in 2 weeks. My opinion, probably, if not, it might be the best superhero comic ever written. Like
That's
I said,
a lot of
superhero.
people say.
Yeah, superhero. I'm not talking about all this Jeff Lemire shit they got going on. Just superhero comic probably might be the best shit I've ever read. So that's me. So, like I said, Eli, I feel like we should do a Black Widow just only episode next week till the movie comes out. But we'll see. I want to gauge traffic on social media. If it's doing what Fast Fish do, it like it's kind of there, but kind of trickles off, we'll just do a regular show. We'll just talk about it, just move on. But if it's like dominating.
Yeah. And I'll get some donuts.
One way or another, somebody's eating some donuts.
I'll eat donuts regardless. So
whether no matter who loses, you win. So yeah. Oh man. So yeah, we will talk about it next week. We don't know what we're gonna do, but we will figure it out. I think I will know by Thursday or Friday, or I'll just watch the movie and see what I got to say about it. If I have some stuff to pull from it, then we might do a whole show. Eli, if you come out saying the same shit Stephen Dorff said, we probably won't do it.
Yeah, if the movie sucks and I don't want to spend an hour and a half, trying to talk about something I don't care about.
Yeah. But if you walk out, Eli, and you say it's cinema,
the shit, man.
Yeah, if it's cinema, Eli, you have to agree. We got to talk about it. If you say it's cinema,
if I say it's cinema,
if you say it's cinema, you are obligated to talk about it.
If I go see it in the theater,
yes. If you go see it in the theater, because I know you're gonna sit at home on your ass and watch it on Disney Plus. I already know that. But if you go to the theater, no, if you see it on Disney Plus, you're like, oh shit,
I should have seen this in the theater.
No, I gotta see this in the theater. And you turn around and go to the theaters to see it. We gotta talk about it.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, definitely follows like, damn, it's a long ass show. Sorry, we didn't mean to run this long.
This is an epic one, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what happened. We have nothing to talk about. We have everything to talk about. Yeah. So yeah, definitely like, share, subscribe. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And we will talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.
Woke up this morning.
Yeah.
You got yourself a gun.
Yeah.
Got yourself a gun.
Yo, I'm living in this time behind enemy lines, so I got mine, I hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
You from the hood, I hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
You want beef, hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
And when I see you, I'ma take what I want, so you try to front, hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
You ain't real, hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
My first album had no famous guest appearances. The outcome, I'm crowned the best lyricist. Many years on this professional level. Why would you question who's better? The world is still mine. Tattoos real with Godson across the belly. The boss of rap. You saw me in belly with thoughts like that. To take it back to Africa, I did it with Biggie. Me and Tupac were soldiers of the same struggle. You lanes to huddle, your team shook. Y'all feel the wrath of a killer. Cause this is my football field. Throwing passes from a barrel, shoulder pads apparel. But the QB don't stand for no quarterback. Every word is like a sawed-off blast, cause y'all all soft, and I'm the black hearse that came to haul y'all ass in. This for the hood by the corner store. Many try, many die. Come at nines if you want a war. Get it bloody. I got mine, I hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
You from the hood, I hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
You want beef, hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
And when I see you, I'ma take what I want, so you try to front, hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
You ain't real, hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
Yo, I'm the N, the A to the S-I-R. And if I wasn't, I must have been Escobar. You know the kid got his chip too fixed. Hair parted with a barber's preciseness. Brave-hearted for life is return of the golden child. Son of a blues player. So who are you, player? Y'all waited the true saviors. Puffin' that tropical. Cups of that vodka too. Poppy choose toe up. Wake up in the hospital. Throw up never. Remember I do this through righteous steps. You Judas thought I was gone. So in light of my death, y'all been all happy-go-lucky. Bunch of shambles. Call me Godson, with my pants low, I don't die slow. Put them rags up like P.D. Pablo. This is NASDAQ dough in my NASCAR with this Nas flow. What could beat that? Not a soul reppin'. Hit the record store, never let me go. Get my whole collection, yeah. I got mine, I hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
You from the hood, I hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
You want beef, hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
And when I see you, I'ma take what I want, so you try to front, hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
You ain't real, hope ya.
Got yourself a gun.
It's the Return of the Prince, the boss. This is real hardcore. Kid rockin' limp biscuits off. Sip crisp, get chips, risk bliss, I floss. Stick shift, look sick up in that box, the Porsche with the top cut off. Rich kids go and cop the sauce. They don't know about the blocks I'm on. And everybody wanna know where the kid go, where he rest at, where he shop at and dress at. Know he got dough, where does he live? Is he still in the bridge? Does he really know how ill it he is? Got all of y'all watching my moves, watching my juice. Hop in my coupe, dodge interviews like that. It's not only my juice, ice anything, plenty chains. Look at my tennis shoes, I ice that. Who am I? The back twister, lingerie ripper, automatic leg spreader, quicker brain getter, keep it a gangster with ya. I got mine, I hope ya
Got yourself a gun.
You from the hood, I hope ya
Got yourself a gun.
You want beef, hope ya
Got yourself a gun.
And when I see you, I'ma take what I want, so you try to front, hope ya
Got yourself a gun.
You ain't real, hope ya
Got yourself a gun. Got yourself a gun.
I got mine, I hope ya
Got yourself a gun.
You from the hood, I hope ya
Got